Europe is at a crossroads. We're witnessing the coming of age of the first generation of Europeans who are growing up living below the living standards of their parents. At this crucial moment in European history, when we should basically be stepping up the integration process, what are we doing? Pretty much nothing. It's time for a new grassroots pan-European movement to emerge, to take European integration to the next level and make Europe finally sexy again. It's time for us to vote in the European elections that are coming up next year, not as Germans, Cypriots, Portuguese, or French, but as Europeans. This is not about pitting the young against the old, nor is it about replacing the gerontocracies that effectively have taken root pretty much all around Europe with equally inane dictatorships of the young. Rather, it is to bring together people of all ages who agree with the notion that there needs to be a shift of power towards the young for Europe to function as it should again. We need the experience of our elders, but the young are much better equipped and wired to deal with the increasingly rapid pace of change that our time entails. We need them. We need you to embrace Europe. It's time for nationally elected politicians to come to terms with what many of you guys realize and sense already, that there's something completely naive, if not absurd, in hoping that politicians elected within a sovereign geographical area for 4 or 5 years are well placed to adequately confront issues that by nature are more and more global and that the resolution of which will take 100 or 150 years. Let's stop kidding ourselves. So let's stop talking about poor and rich, young and old, left and right. Let's talk about what works. There are 28 member states. There are 28 things that each country does better than every other. Let's look at what are the best practices that we can reproduce on a continental level. Let's do a big benchmark of best practices in terms of policy. Let's use the rallying techniques that have been tried and tested at Taksim, at Tahrir Square, in Sao Paulo, and in Rio recently. Let's look at the lessons learned from the Obama campaigns in terms of crowdfunding and crowdsourcing. Let's innovate, let's disrupt, and let's make Europe sexy again.